What's going on, guys? It's Beck, and today we got a brand new video on Plug Power. And is it even worth still investing in? Is there a problem with Plug fundamentally that's fueling this downturn, or is it more of the things going on in the macro, the Federal Reserve, interest rates, these types of things that are affecting the entire market? So that's a question we would have to answer to make sure if something fundamentally changed with Plug, then we're looking at a bigger problem and a bigger analysis to decide what to do with it. But shockingly enough, there's nothing fundamentally wrong with Plug, and we can see that with the entire market. So if we look first at the entire market, we can already see Plug down 3.5% for Friday. So if we look at the rest of the market, there's everything red. Lots of things down around what Plug is down. So even blue chips like Disney down almost 3%, Chevron down over 2%, Exxon down over 2%. These are stable companies that don't really sway that much. And even if you look at bigger things like Apple down almost 3%, almost close to what Plug is down. If you look at Google, it's down more than what Plug is down. So is Google worse off than Plug? Obviously not. So the market outside factors are definitely affecting everything in the market right now, forcing prices down. Even the S&P or VTI, this type of stuff, down 2.72%. So the overall market almost down as much as Plug. So with Plug only down 3.5%, it's actually not too bad because we know Plug is way more volatile than the entire market. So if the market's down 3%, we would expect Plug to probably be down 6% or do double what the market is. If the market goes up 3%, we'd expect Plug to be kind of flowing around the 6% area. So to see it holding up basically with the market, good sign that even though there's so many external factors, there's still not forcing this down. It's not like Plugs has a big problem going on, but we have this new channel that I just put on here where it was this point and then this point here, and we had the upper points where there's a lot of touches here. But you can see the pattern, basically touching the top, kind of riding this, coming down, touch the bottom, back up to the top, riding it, and then we came down, touched it again, and then came up to the top of the red channel at $28 here and ended up with a massive plunge down out of the red channel. So bigger problems here. Getting back above 23.63 is going to be one of the bigger problems because we know from before that this is a strong channel here. It has a strong bottom and a strong top. So breaking out of either one is difficult. So that's what we're going to be looking for. First is trying to get back above this. When will it happen? Depends on the market here. We have a Federal Reserve meeting coming up. We also have Plug earnings coming up. So we have a couple of catalysts that could do it if they're actually good. But this Federal Reserve meeting probably won't be good. They'll probably do a 50 basis point hike, and that's going to maybe cause this price to go down even more. So hopefully we don't go down to this $19 mark where it's super low because there's not much underneath it for kind of support on the chart here. But we're basically going to be paying attention to this, probably be riding this bottom line here, trying to, flow around, probably come up and hit our heads on here, come back down, kind of flow around until we can break back in, try and get in this channel and make our way to the top end of it. But fundamentally, nothing really going crazy with Plug. One of the big things to do fundamentally is good with Plug is their partnership or existing partnership that they have with Walmart has a new deal where right here, the deal gives the world's largest retailer the option to purchase 20 tons per day of green hydrogen from Plug Power to fuel its network of material handling forklifts. Major, obviously, an existing partner already of Plug, so they just have a better deal going in and making sure that, there's options here to get more hydrogen for Walmart, more hydrogen production. And that was a problem Plug had before in its business where it didn't actually have the means to produce hydrogen. It just had the fuel cells. So now they've built out that infrastructure. They're getting it put in, and they're going to be able to do their own structuring here of the hydrogen itself, delivering it. They're going to be an all-in-one shop. They're going to be able to do it all. So big news that Walmart's on board. Obviously, massive company, one of the world's largest retailers on board, ready to do it with Plug Power. So big deals. And then we see here on a company specific level, the arrangement with Walmart states only that the retailer has the option to purchase the fuel, but even assuming the full amount is taken, Plug provided no details regarding the profitability of its green hydrogen business. So a couple things. Obviously, yeah, we know it's an option, so it doesn't mean it's happening. It means the option's there. Still good to have that option there, have that road there already set up where it'd be very easy to get it done. And then when you look at things like provide no details regarding profitability of green hydrogen business, right now, Plug is a growth company. The numbers matter the most. It is insanely important that Plug Power is growing their company, that they're growing their customers, they're growing the hydrogen that they're making, they're growing the sales of their hydrogen, their revenue. It's important to be hitting those numbers a little bit more than it is to be hitting profitability, because obviously we know and are expecting 2024 to be the profitability year and not really right now. So the growth company aspect of it is the major part of this. And then to end it off, we see all told the deal with Walmart could mark a good start for Plug Power's green hydrogen business, but it still has a long way to go to help the company achieve profitability, and investors seem to recognize that too. So same thing here. I mean, we know the deal's good, it's an option, but as well as profitability is still longer into the future. There's still a lot of speculation to go on, but most importantly, Plug's a growth company. Investors looking for growth. They're not looking for major things going on right now. They want to see continued growth, and we'll get that opportunity with this deal, seeing how hydrogen sales go and how their facilities are working, and then see what their earnings report also that's coming up on May 10th. And we can still look into things that we've seen before, like analyst ratings, no sells here, 4 holds, 8 buys, $38 price target, still 75% up from this. So a pretty good price target. Analysts are still pretty bullish on this. Renewable green energy, something that is getting cheaper to produce, cheaper to get, and cheaper to make available to people is going to be a big deal, as well as just the growth of Plug with no sales. Like, no one is really looking at Plug saying there's no shot that they grow in the future. So a little big things there. We've seen this chart before, the insiders, massive buying from insiders. I mean, this whole entire chart here, very rare selling, massive amounts of buying. So that's good to see. Insiders are happy about what Plug's doing. They like where Plug's going. They like the growth that they're seeing. And these guys obviously know more about the company than just anyone on the outside. So it's good to see them really like the company and want to buy the shares and think shares are at a good price. And then we get to the big thing here, which is obviously the earnings date, May 10th here. We have EPS forecasted minus 0.16, minus 16 cents. Last year was minus 12 cents. If we look here, though, earnings is all over the place, but revenues is something you have to keep our eye on and try to continue this step up. So we can see basically from here, June 21st, we have even February 24th. So even in February here, 83 million to 72 million. That's down a bit, but it's not something crazy move down, so it's all right. But then we really start the stepping up here with from 72 million to 124 million to 143 million to 161 million dollars. So we want this next earnings report to be at least close to 161 million, but ideally above 161 million, to come in at 170 million, 165 even. Anything that's going up, that's showing growth, is good for Plug. So that's what we're going to be keeping our eyes on really here, is the stepping stones up. We want to make sure we keep moving up and moving in the right direction here, as well as we've had this going down the earnings where you see losing more money. So hopefully we have a reversal in this where Plug starts losing less money and ups their revenue. So that'll be pushing them closer to profitability, pushing them to better company kind of fundamentals there, as well as obviously cash flow. Businesses need that. So hopefully that's what we see, is higher revenue, lower loss of earnings or loss of money. But although the losses aren't the hugest deal right now, the biggest deal is revenue continuing to increase that. So all in all, Plug is just another kind of in a tough spot with the entire market, with the interest rates, the Federal Reserve, all these types of things going on, causing macro levels of things going on. They're just reacting to that. The stock reacts to that, just like every other company is reacting to these macro news and macro events where it's not anything in the company's control to do anything about. It's completely out of their control. And we see that with blue chip stocks losing more than what Plug was down. Google was down more than Plug, which is absolutely crazy to even think that that's a thing. So obviously, it's not anything fundamentally with Plug. We've seen this. Their partnerships are building out. Their infrastructure is building out. Hydrogen is getting cheaper to produce, cheaper to get out there. So it's just looking good for them. And they are a growth company at the end of the day. That's going to do it for this video, guys. As always, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I'll see you guys in my next